I think Regidrago might have one of the worst sets I've ever seen on the legendary Pokemon. Worst move sets, I mean. It has Bite as its only fast move.
Oh.
Outrage, Dragon Pulse, Hyper Beam.
That's it?
That's it.
Yeah, not having a Dragon fast move is an inspired choice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the segment. That's Gear Up. There's nothing else to say.
You're tuned into the GOCast podcast, your one-stop shop for updates, news, tips, and community in the world of Pokemon Go. Thank you for listening.
Cozy up in the dark with the Dark Flames event.
Alert your local jeweler, Mega Sableye is coming soon.
2 new Megas in 1 month? What in Mega Tyranitarnation?
From Elite to 5-star, these Regis are coming to a raid near you.
And more on this episode of GOCast. Hello and welcome to the GOCast podcast, episode 241. It's June 27th, yet another Tuesday evening. I'm your host, Chris, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Kyle.
Hiya.
Hey, Kyle, how's it going this week?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right, that's a passing grade, you know? They say that D's get degrees and OKs get us to not ask any more prying questions. That's always good. Awesome. Well, I'm also doing okay this week. I'm a little bit more than okay. I got NAIC coming up this week, and I'm very excited to go. If anybody here listening, this episode should be up. If you're also at NAIC, hit me up on Twitter, or you'll probably see me walking around with GOCast stuff on. So just come up and say hi if you want. That'll be cool. Excited to see some exciting battles in real life. All right, so Mr. Kyle, let's get started here. And you know, getting started means that we should probably say thank you to a brand new patron of ours. And I love this name. Hyenas are good. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, hyenas are good. I'm told that. You know what other animal also gets a bad rap? Possums.
Yep, I do.
I love possums. They're great. Cute little things. Cool. So thank you very much. Hyenas are good. We appreciate you and your support. More about Patreon and patronage at the end of the show if you're interested in that sort of stuff. Okay, so let's talk about our goals from last week and see how we did. I'm hoping that this week neither of us have a 0 again, because us both having 0s last week was really just a depressing situation kind of across the board.
Can confirm I don't have a 0. At least.
Oh, good. All right, so you wanted to finish the Cosmog research, both of them.
No.
Oh,
neither of them.
Neither of them.
I'm on step 4 for one of them.
Yeah.
But the step 4 requires catching 50 psychic types.
Yes. Yeah. You kind of missed out on a good window during the event.
I missed out on that window.
Yeah.
I missed out on that window because step 3 required 15 research tasks. And I'm like, I don't do research tasks even when the rewards matter.
Yeah. So it was just like, hard for you to get back into the swing of caring about field research tasks?
Yeah, no, I didn't do it until I had a chance to today. And then the other one is earn 10 candy with your buddy. And I have refused to switch to like a Pidgeot or Rattata on principle. So I'm at 2 out of 10 on that one.
I switched to jet my Pidgeot right away. And we knocked those bad boys out.
It's on principle at this point. I should have done it immediately, and I didn't. So therefore, now that I've already walked 10 kilometers, it's the principle of the matter.
It's now that you've forgotten, it's a feature, not a bug, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Of course. Oh, yikes! Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Oh man, woo! All right. Anyway, night collection challenge. Did you finish the collection challenge for?
I did do that. I got the collection challenge. Thankfully,
I'm
good. Only 22 off of a perfect badge right now.
22.
I don't actually know what a perfect badge is right now. Obviously,
I can tell you.
Well, yeah, but you have the double count from Hoenn Tour, so that's kind of cheating. But
yes, and I'm very aware and for the record, proud of the fact that it would be considered cheating. I'll have you know. But 103 is what I'm sitting at right now.
That would be then 29 away. I have 70. 29. Oh wait, no, I have 75, so 28 away.
But if you want to take out, I mean,
what was it? 4 of them?
Yeah, 4 of them. So 99. Yeah.
Yeah, so 24 away.
Yeah. So, I'm starting to realize that this year the location-based GoFests are going to have collection challenges, and I'm going to be missing out on the Osaka and London ones.
Yeah, but I mean, you already missed out on the one in Germany last year as well. So
was there a collection challenge?
I'm sure there were collection challenges there.
Didn't they have
because we had one in Seattle, so why would they have not had one?
You make a good point.
Ask Mitch. Ask Mitch to go scroll through. I think he's the only one we know who went to Germany.
I'll have to ask. But at the same time, I thought that maybe there were some global collection challenge stuff that we were able to do. It was weird. It was a weird sort of year, just GoFest season last year. Anyway, so good. What about 300,000 experience?
No, that didn't happen. Right. I have no excuse for that one. That one should have happened.
Okay. Well, you didn't have an excuse for Cosmog research either. You just
I gave my excuse for Cosmog.
Oh,
they weren't good, but I gave them.
I respect it. Not because I have to, but because I'm choosing to. All right. For my 1 out of 3, congratulations. Good on you by squeaking by. That's good. All right. So for myself, I wanted to finish the research and get the Shadow Regi rock for the rocket stuff. I did do that. That one wasn't too bad, to be honest with you. This one felt easier than previous ones. Although, the part that always is kind of like about that research is fighting the 3 leaders. And if you're not in a place where you're able to go and check multiple stops to find the one that you're missing, because I still haven't found Cliff, and every 3 hours your balloon is Arlo.
Yeah. Every time.
Yeah, that's always a bummer. This time the planets aligned and I knocked it out very quick.
We'll circle back to the rocket stuff when you're done with this. I have 2 comments to make. So
sounds good. And finished Cosmog research. I did finish both of them, and collection challenges are knocked out. No problem.
Were your Cosmog any good?
No.
Okay.
None of them are any good at all.
Just making sure.
Shiny Fomantis, despite checking hundreds upon hundreds of Fomantis, I am shinyless. It is a shame. But here we are. I'll take that 2 out of 3. That's still a W in my book.
It's a shame I didn't set a shiny goal this week, because I got 2 full-odd shinies this week.
Yo, which ones though?
I got a Snubble on the way home yesterday.
Oh, whatever.
And then this one's full odds, but it's kind of cheating. I got another Sneasel.
Okay.
Last week, I don't know, Wednesday or something.
Okay. You know what they need to do? They need to release the Hisuian Sneasel shiny as well.
It'd just be an eggs, so.
Yeah, I don't know. It would have been cool to hunt for it while it was in the wild, but I feel like we wouldn't want to give up that chase. Yeah.
All right. So comment.
Yeah.
Rocket. I learned almost immediately after we recorded last week, but I've also had a couple people tell me now as well. For Rocket Radar, for Giovanni stacking, I should say, you can't go past the first step. Apparently, if you stay on step 1 and don't progress, when the next rocket comes out, you will get that one as well. And the next one. And you can stack as many as you want that way currently. But if you ever progress to step 2, you have to finish it or you won't get another one.
Okay.
So what that means, 2 things. 1, I didn't get this research, obviously.
Okay.
And 2, I need to finish the 2 that I currently have so that I get the current one. And then I'm never going to progress the current one until there's a boss actually worth doing. So I guess I'm getting to Shadow Regi Rock.
See, the thing though with that is it sounds cool because you'd be like, all right, I've accumulated 12 researches now and I can just use one whenever I want, but they take a hot minute. So you're going to have to really
so they do,
focus on it.
But they all have basically the same tasks, more or less.
They do.
Every step, you get them all to step 3 and you just have to fight the 3 leaders once each. And that's it. So it's not like it's actually that crazy. I'll probably do this, get the one for this season and hold on to it. And then probably save for Shadow Kyogre. That probably Shadow Kyogre, but maybe Shadow Rayquaza. We'll see.
Oh, Shadow Rayquaza.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I love Kyogre. Okay, and then number 2. I don't have a solid answer, but I did do some research about how many Giovannis you could have at the current moment because no one responded to my question.
I did see somebody with a screenshot of 20.
Okay, well, so I know that, is a possibility, because I saw a comment on Reddit, people talking about it over a year ago, and they were at 16.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm at 17, I think, now with this one. So I missed 3. Must have been when I was like sitting on one of the researches half done, like you were just describing.
So maybe, but also GoFests have given super rocket radars as a reward in the past. I don't know if every single one has, but we have gotten that as a reward for certain moments. So there might have been something.
That's right.
Maybe in Germany, for example, that you didn't get to have.
Possible. But the person that I saw the screenshot of, they didn't go to any of them. So
yeah, so
I'm gonna need to have a conversation.
Someone in our community's got to have every rocket. I'm telling you, someone, you're listening. I know it. Let me know.
Make yourself known. Come out, coward. We want to celebrate you.
And that's all I have to say about Team Go Rocket right now.
Okay. Wow. Nice, concise. Usually there's about 45 minutes in the itinerary for just bashing on the Team Go Rocket feature in this show. But no, this week, nice and concise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have plenty of other things to harp about. So, I don't want to hold us back from all the goodness that's about to happen. So let's just hop right into the news. Yo, what up? It's the news. Okay, before we actually talk about news, let's talk about some current events. Maybe just one in particular.
Yeah.
So Pokemon Go Twitter is on fire currently. Like, as we speak, I can feel the heat coming from my phone. So there was a quote unquote update where that was happening, where if you got the most recent version of the game that's currently live right now, then the next update isn't live, I don't think, yet. It would basically increase the radius at which Pokemon around you could be seen to like double the distance. Essentially, it's usually 40 meters, so that would mean probably 80. I think those are the numbers. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think those are data mines, so take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, we don't actually know. We could just see it, really.
Yeah. And so a couple of content creators saw the chit chat and wanted to confirm with Niantic if this was an intended change or not. And they were told that yes, it was, after that person had checked. We'll come to find out today that was incorrect information. No fault of the person that was told, apparently. They were just given bad information somewhere else. So, hey, that's a bummer. That this kind of celebrated thing over the last 48 hours of an increased spawn distance, making people really excited about going out, walking around and exploring and stuff like that, no, sorry, we know you love this, but it's actually a bug and we're going to revert it. And there's like nothing else that you can do about it. Essentially, it's a bug. We're just reverting it. And so this did two things. First of all, people got really upset online with content creators that shared the confirmation. No fault of their own, no fault of the messenger, I'm sure, that they got the message from too, because somewhere along the line, somebody misunderstood or thought they knew something that they didn't, right? And that mistakes just happen. So to those people, chill out. Does stink, but it's not the person you're yelling at. It's not their fault. And the second thing it did was make all of us collectively raise our eyebrows and go, really? Really? Like, we were all thrilled. We were all really happy gangbusters about this. And honestly, they could have just left it in. For like, oh, it's a bug. Hey, you know what? Hey, you guys hold on to it for a couple of weeks and we're going to study how this works or something like that. Like, none of that. Just like, now we're going to get rid of it. That wasn't intended. Sorry, you guys were having fun. No, I'm making this sound a lot worse than it is, but that's pretty much it. People, it's just is not a good sentiment right now, because we just got off the back side of these really harsh, severe changes in the interest of rebalancing the game economy and how gameplay works and things like that. And it's little things like this become a much bigger problem because people are very, very desperately looking for positive things to celebrate so that they can feel good about playing Pokemon Go, right? And so even if this is a tiny little thing and no big deal in the grand scheme of things, within its context, this feels really awful. really, really bad.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Kyle, what do you think? What was your experience with this?
I mean, I missed the whole thing. It's like it happened and it was gone basically before I even saw the confirmation. So it just looks bad overall. And also, like, increased distance for viewing Pokemon is such a good change.
Yeah, yes, it is.
And like, so it was very clearly not intentional because Go Pluses were not detecting Pokemon in that increased range.
Right.
So like, that's a big red flag. Like, hey, this is not actually a thing. But that would have been a great compromise. In game, you can see farther, but with your peripheral, it can only catch near you. That's such a positive change to encourage people to go out and look at their phone and play instead of not, because not looking at your phone is most of the time the best way to play when you're like playing hardcore, at least.
Yeah, and I definitely agree there. And I think that us having the phone open and looking at it would actually be more to Niantic's benefit than not, right? I mean, until the Plus comes out, right? And then we'll probably see a lot of people talking about how they play Pokemon Go on auto now, you know?
We'll see. I don't think the Plus is going to change very much, except now you can finally use up all the great balls you have sitting around. But we'll have to see. That
still requires you to do some input too, though. So that'll be more to your point and less to mine.
Yeah. It's really bad communication.
It is very bad communication.
It's not good. Especially because Niantic usually doesn't communicate it. That's the part that really kicks it for me, is they usually don't say anything. And the one time it would have been beneficial to not say anything and just quietly change it back. And everyone would have just assumed it was a bug and still been upset. They would have still been upset. They'll be wrong. But it wouldn't have been less so.
I agree.
It's just so funny to me.
100%, man. Just a big old bummer. But honestly, at the end of the day, though, the moral of the story is stop yelling at people on Twitter because they just receive bad information.
Yeah. And also, none of them have any control over it. Yeah. The people who told the content creators, the people who told the people to tell the content creators, none of them have control over any of this. It's still a problem at Niantic. You can still be upset at Niantic over it. But none of the people involved actually can do anything.
No. Honestly, I think maybe we should have specified and clarified to Niantic when we were all asking for more communication. We meant good communication. Oh, geez. Anyway.
I mean, so one thing, maybe this is a very, very big maybe. They can see that changes like this actually emit a positive response from the player base. These are the types of changes that counteract the negativity of remote raid pass changes. Because we're not getting those back. You need to make the game enticing in other ways.
Yeah.
More spawns means more Pokeballs. More Pokeballs means more spinning tops. It means people are out walking more. It means they're going to see more raids. All that kind of stuff.
Some people are buying Pokeballs in the shop.
Yes. I guarantee you actually a large amount are. We just don't know about them, but they're doing it.
You know a couple of people.
Yes.
Just one person.
Unfortunately.
You all know one. Everybody knows one.
Everybody knows at least one.
Yeah, no, I agree. I hope that this does paint a picture, but in the past, that the same sort of stuff where it should have very clearly demonstrated that something would have been a good idea has not manifested in the game. So who knows?
Yeah, but this is true. Very true.
I'm willing to join you for some positivity there, as rare as it might be. So, okay, so that stinks, but we do have some exciting news and some kind of weird news. Let's get the exciting news out of the way first. It's a brand new event, and it's starting in 2 days on the 29th, the Dark Flames event. Trainers, roaring flames to your left, an endless tunnel of darkness to your right between fire or dark type Pokemon. Which will you challenge? Will you fan the fire, or will the darkness consume you? Choose your fate during Pokemon Go's new event, Dark Flames. Fire type and dark type Pokemon will appear more frequently in the wild and in raids. Plus, the fire and dragon type Pokemon Turtonator, the blast turtle Pokemon, will make its Pokemon Go debut in raids. You might even encounter a shiny one if you're lucky. It's always good to see new Pokemon come out, released with its shiny right away. I do like that. Yep.
Yeah. Raid exclusive is it's a thing. So
yeah, it is what it is. Actually, I don't think it is a raid exclusive in its entirety for this one.
Are you sure?
It is also in field research task encounters.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's okay then.
But largely it raid gated. I mean,
that's fine though. It's not as bad as Druddigon. So
that's right. That's right. Who has a permanent residence in 3-star raids, it seems like. All right. So also emerging from the darkness is the ghost and dark type Pokemon Mega Sableye, the darkness Pokemon, making its Pokemon Go debut in Mega Raids. Good luck, trainers. Sweet. So when is this? Again, Thursday, June 29th, starting at 10 a.m. local time to Sunday, July 2nd at 8 p.m. local time. So pretty much just for the weekend. Pokemon debut. Turtonator, the blast turtle Pokemon, will make its Pokemon Go debut in raids. Can be shiny. Mega Sableye will make its Pokemon Go debut in Mega Raids. It can also be shiny, so that's cool. Wild encounters for this event include Vulpix, Houndour, Poochyena, Galarian Zigzagoon, Carvana, Numel, Stunky, Litwick, Latin, Houndoom, Sableye. Nice little pool. Lots of good shiny hunting in this pool. Yeah.
Stunky Shiny's still not out yet, right?
I think it can be shiny, but I'm not entirely sure. Do you have something up that you... Are you baiting me into a question of something you know?
No, but I may have looked it up after the fact.
Okay. All right. The answer is?
The answer is no. So I'm glad that I wasn't crazy. Good. Stunky cannot be shiny. That and Litten are the only ones on this list that can't be shiny. So
Litten, I'm so ready for a shiny Litten, dude.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Okay, well, let's talk about some raids for this event too. In 1-stars, you're going to be seeing Sneasel, Darumaka, Scraggy, and Dino. Not too exciting, honestly. Darumaka maybe, but who's raiding Dino? I don't know. I guess if you missed the community day,
it's fine. Rare. It's okay that a pseudo's in a 1-star raid for the people who want better chances of IVs for them.
True.
Especially if you're using your like free pass because you don't want to do something else.
Yeah.
Especially given the 3-star middle pool there that we're gonna get to in a second.
let's just do it then. 3-star raids will feature Alolan Marowak, Flareon, Umbreon, and Turtonator.
I mean, fire and dark type. What are you gonna do?
That's true. Alolan Marowak is great. Turtonator, of course, but
I mean, I love Alolan Marowak. Don't get me wrong, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But if my choice is between a 1-star Dino or a 3-star Flareon, and I had to do a raid, I would probably do the Dino.
Oh, sure. I'll tell you what, though. I mean, I would talk a little bit of smack about not doing Flareon or Umbreon raids, but at the same time, when I was working through my Cosmog research, and I still needed more psychic types, and I had caught every Soul Rock in the Tri-County area, I would settle for an Espeon raid. I did several of them.
Yeah, but that's because you had a reason. If you had a choice between two different things, Espeon's still probably lower on that list.
What I'm saying is that there is a big research thing with this event. I might be in a similar situation where I'm just like, I can't believe I'm raiding a Flareon right now. Look at me. Wow. Turn to Paul Red. Look at us.
Better than a Granbull?
Debatable. I think just because on principle, I think everything is better than a Granbull. But yeah, good question. Such an astute question. 5-star raids, Heatran, but it's exciting. Heatran encountered in raids will know the charged attack Magma Storm. Trainer battles, it does 65 power, and in gyms and raids, it does 75 power. I have no clue if this is good or bad for Heatran. I'm going to assume good.
I think it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the assumption is it's going to be the same as Brutal Strike. I think that's what the numbers potentially line up with. Brutal Swing, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I think that's what the numbers line up with, in which case Heatran could actually become like very good as a fire type attacker.
That would be good. It needs some identity.
It would actually be good.
Mm-hmm.
better than Entei, I believe, is what simulations I saw.
Don't take it away from our legendary Beast Boy, though.
But still not as good as Reshiram. So
we love to see it. Yeah, that's great. Reshiram just still at the top, the king. Mega Raids will feature Mega Sableye. No surprises there, other than the initial surprise, of course. Event bonuses, some interesting bonuses in here. Additional 25% experience for completing raids. 3 additional candy for completing raids. Trainers level 31 and up will be able to receive 1 additional candy XL for completing raids. Not a chance. That looks like it's guaranteed, so that's cool. Team Go Rocket Grunts using Fire type and Dark type Pokemon will appear more frequently at Pokestops and in balloons. That sounded weird when I said it. Depending upon your timed research choice, which we'll get to in a second, you will receive one of the following bonuses. Either Incense is more likely to attract Fire-type Pokemon, which excludes Daily Adventure Incense, or it'll attract Dark-type Pokemon, again, excluding Daily Adventure Incense. Branching timed research. Dark Flames-themed research will be available throughout the event. Trainers will be able to choose between paths focused on Fire-type or Dark-type Pokemon, complete tasks to earn a premium battle pass of 15,000 experience, and encounters with event-themed Pokemon. Each path will also affect whether Fire-type or Dark-type Pokemon are attracted to Incense. So, yeah, you get to make that choice in the research itself. And, Field research task encounters. Dark Flames-themed field research tasks will be available. The following Pokemon will be available to encounter when you complete certain field research tasks. And that list includes Alolan Meowth, Alolan Grimer, Alolan Marowak, Magmar, Sneasel, Litwick, and Turtonator. Collection Challenge. A Dark Flames Collection Challenge is coming soon. The type of collection challenge you get will depend on the timed research path you choose. So that's cool. I like seeing some of the interaction there personally. So if you choose fire, it's not going to have a bunch of dark types that you're just never going to see. That's good design. Tip our collective hat to that one, I guess. Complete the collection challenge by the end of the event to earn 5,000 experience and 100 Houndoom Mega Energy. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, that's the entirety of the Dark Flames event. It is quite literally dark and flames, and that is both surprising and unsurprising at the same time. Kyle, this event seems like it's geared towards your tastes more than mine. I know, it's missing some of that ghost flair for sure.
And there's no eggs for you, so
I know.
Thank God.
I know. So what do you think? What are your takeaways? Can you give me like a highlight or something?
I mean, it's just a solid event. I don't really have any other criticisms. The bonuses are good. I like the extra candy XL from completing raids, specifically raids. So it doesn't have to be a 5-star raid. So if you want Mega Dino candy, that's another opportunity. For example, Mega Dino, a candy XL for Dino. So that's really cool. I love Sableye. Mega Sableye is trash, but it's my trash, so there's that.
Yeah, all right. Yep. It's got a good ability in the main series games, right?
Yeah, in the main series games it had use, but like even then there was only like 5 or 6 megas that were really used because they gave megas to pseudo legendaries. Like, why did they do that?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to be talking about Mega Tyranitar in a little bit here too. So
yeah, exactly. Topical. So, maybe if they ever let megas do Great League more consistently, Mega Sableye might have a use there because it's just Sableye but with like 50 more defense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really good in that regard. Not likely to happen though.
I like the design of Mega Sableye a whole lot.
Yeah,
it's very cute. Stands like behind a big gem. Like hiding behind
that it ripped off its back.
Yes.
It's missing from the gem in its back.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
But it's real big. Kind of weird. Yeah. Man, Mega Evolutions are always so violent.
Yep.
Oh, poor Aerodactyl.
I'm glad that Turtonator is available in field research tasks. That's a positive for me. It's gonna be probably more rare than the Gibble Grunts are currently.
Sure.
And Gibble Grunts, I think statistically right now are less than 1% chance.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. I think the last sample size put it at 0.3%.
Oh my word. Yeah, I didn't look into it. I thought I was just getting very unlucky. Also, I wasn't looking very hard. But that's actually kind of, it feels bad.
Yeah, it can only be a female grunt too, so it's like it's easy to kind of keep a lookout as well.
Oh, the dragon type one, or they have certain catchphrases that tells you what they are.
I don't remember the dragon type catchphraase. So
the dragon type one is like very generic. It's like I'm gonna something ferocious or what, I don't remember.
But so this is positive if it is accessible. If it's like a 1% chance, very few people are going to get it. You're going to have to do your raid anyways. But
it is interesting that they are releasing a new Pokemon, giving it its shiny, and also a Mega Sableye release, a new Mega, all in the same event. Those are 3 vectors that they could have built other events off of.
Yes, but I think it's more interesting the next bit that we have and what's coming out there. I think Mega Sableye was destined to be like this because it's not significant enough. It also is not popular enough to carry it by itself, but
Mawile will likely suffer a similar fate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for the same reason too. No abilities and therefore underwhelming.
I think Metachamp suffered the same fate too. It's just like, here, it's just Mega Metachamp. It's just out.
Yeah, that's true. I like that Mega design though too. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're going to move on to the next piece of news here, which is the July content update. And there are some things to say about this month for sure. This is in the form of an infographic again. That's how it was shared. It's not in a nice organized blog post. So we will move through topic to topic as the infographic has them laid out. So first thing, top left, let's talk about Mega Raids. Well, we already know we're getting Mega Sableye starting on the 29th, and that'll be through the 6th. It will then be replaced with Mega Blastoise through the 13th of July. And then that will be replaced by Mega Blaziken through the 25th of July. And then finally, the King, Mega Tyranitar, will be available in Mega Raids from July 25th through August 4th. Big deal. It's arguably the biggest deal for this entire month.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You could probably make a couple of arguments for some of these events. But we'll get to those later.
Fair enough.
But Mega Tyranitar, hold on to your hats. This is going to change the landscape of, well, at least one type. So Kyle already went through it last week. So you should already know why this is exciting. Yeah. But let's talk about a less exciting pool, 5-star raids. Again, you already know for June 29th through the 6th, we're going to be seeing Heatran with that Magma Storm move. Then Heatran is replaced with Articuno through the 13th. Zapdos then comes in. I'm sorry. I'm incorrect. Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, all 3 of them will be in 5-star raids at the same time from the 6th to the 13th. Oh, boy. We're back at it again. A week of 3 rotating raids. That's good.
I hate it.
Well, what's after that? You might have more opinions about, because once the birds are out, what's replacing it is Regi from July 13th through July 25th. And yes, this is 5-star raids, not elite. And if you're like, well, what's a Regieleki? Because you've never done an elite raid. Regieleki and the next one that's going to replace it from the 25th through August 4th, Regidrago, they're coming right after each other. It's ridiculous. Those were in elite raids for a while. So now is your chance in 5-star raids to go and get them if you had issues getting people together for an elite raid, if you had some of those bugs on one of those other days, or you just could not find the time on those weekends. Now you'll have much more of an opportunity. So that is cool. Kyle, what's not cool?
Well, okay, so aside from the fact that they're not good, because we'll talk about that shortly, we just had them in elite raids. Like, it wasn't even that long ago. What was the point of doing them in elite raids? Usually, the FOMO is more like a year backlog or something in Go. What this says to me is elite raids failed really badly and they're trying again with shadow raids.
Oh, that's a good take. That's a really good take. You know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and agree with you on that one. That feels right. And I think shadows are more, I mean, despite the complaints we had about them and like, the 5 stars only being on the weekends and stuff like that, that system is still better than elite raids, like by far.
But now I'm going to point this out because it's a perfect timing. There's no talk about shadow raids in this update.
Oh, that's right. That
means we still have Articuno. If it's still happening on the weekends, I'm going to assume it is because it's just safe to assume.
Yeah, wasn't that listed in the season update?
Yes, but I was hoping that it would change.
Okay.
1 shadow per season is horrendous. Like, it's beyond awful. That means that we have 2 years of Kanto and Johto shadows at that rate.
Well, you also have to consider the surface area of, exposure for opportunity to do these raids. It's only on the weekends. So it makes sense for it to be over a longer period of time.
No, 8 opportunities, 8 days out of a 30-day month. That's a lot of opportunities to do one. If you want to do more, you're already committed to go and you're going to decide or not. That's just kind of what Go does. You either plan your day around it or you don't.
Yeah.
And if you don't, that's okay. Like I don't.
No, it's not.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
it's not okay.
You go tell Steve that.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be like, I want half my day back. No.
But so 3 months of Articuno, and then 3 months of Zapdos, and then 3 months of Moltres.
Yeah, man.
Come 2024, we might see Suicune. Maybe.
Nah, man, they're gonna bring us the Regis first, dude. Save the beast.
It's bad. It's bad, in my opinion. There's too many legendaries to be messing around with such a slow cycle.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel differently about it. I'm like okay with them trickling this. For some reason, it feels okay, or maybe it just feels better to me than other stuff, and that's why I'm like, what is this new feeling? Does this mean it's okay? Maybe it's still not okay. Just feels better.
I think once per season is, as a rate, is too slow for literally everything except the acquisition of a Master Ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's too slow for 1 Giovanni. It's too slow for 1 Shadow Legendary. I can't think of anything else that happens on a seasonal rate at the moment, but
research breakthrough rotation.
Yeah, that's fair. That is a little bit better because we do get shakeups for event specific research, but
yeah, but not research breakthrough though.
Oh yeah, yes, from the weekly. Yeah, no, those are just always bad though, so it doesn't matter. But
they are bad, and I can tell you that they are because I was reminded of them because they're next on this infographic. And if you forgot what it was, dear listener, it is a pool of 6 Pokemon, one of which cannot be shiny yet until GOFest. Sableye, Beldum, Audino, Furfrou, Noibat, and the non-shiny Gumi. Yep, we have that through September 1st at 1 p.m. PDT. So do you think that in next season we're going to get another pool of research breakthrough Pokemon or not? Like, is this just what they're doing now?
Well, so we got a new pool for this season, but it wasn't that much different than last season.
That is true.
They're 100% going to remove Gumi next season. No question.
You think so?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so why do you think that? I think it being shiny would make it more likely to stay. You think they're going to put another tease in there?
Maybe. I think it being shiny means it's like they want people to keep chasing Gumi for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
And the less opportunities you can get for free, the better.
That's a fair argument.
We've had Gumi in research breakthroughs for what? 8 months?
12? Yeah, something like that, I think.
9 months, I should say. So when it's not shiny, it's too fitting that when it is shiny and it's actually worth the chase, it'd be gone.
Yeah, okay. You're making some really good points today. And normally I have some counterpoints, but I think you might be right again on this.
That's it. Bright note, positive note, maybe. It's the perfect time to put Jangmo-O in there.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Jangmo-O has just gotten completely forgotten. it's in those 10k eggs, and you just like forget about it.
Jangmo-O will probably be a focus just like Gumi was though too, and Dino and Gibble.
Yeah, I'm just saying like now's the time where you stop pushing Gumi in this way and make people go do the raids for them or something like that.
I think that would be good. Yeah, I think that is even just, it would be a win-win scenario. I'd like to be able to target Gumi in like 1-star raids or whatever and have a Jangmo-O. That would be awesome. Hey, Niantic, if you're listening, Kyle's right. Okay, let's talk about raid hours really quick. On July 5th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. local time, Heatran will be in raids. On the 12th, you'll see Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres all together. On Regieleki, on July 19th, you'll see Regieleki for raid hour, and on July 26th, you'll see Regidrago. So not only are these two previously elite Pokemon available to the common folk now, everybody, congratulations all, we did it. They'll have an entire raid hour, so that's good. If you're looking for them, that's good. Although Kyle, I think, is going to have an argument as to why maybe you shouldn't be looking for him. It's too hard in a little bit here. But between us and there is two more little things here. Spotlight hours, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. local time. On July 4th will be Rufflet, featuring 2 times Stardust for catching Pokemon. That's exciting for me. I love Rufflet. Wailmer on July 11th, 2 times experience for catching Pokemon. July 18th will feature Rhyhorn, and that'll be 2 times candy for catching Pokemon. On July 25th, you'll see the one, the only, the Young Goose, 2 times candy for transferring Pokemon. That's the transfer one. Mark your calendar, everybody. Yes, this means you. Okay.
Worth noting, there's no evolution hour this month.
There is no evolution hour this month.
Kind of a bummer, but you know.
Depends on who you're asking.
Yeah, but we have. You should have dropped the 2 times candy for catching and do the experience instead.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't know about Rhyhorn candy though. That's not bad.
No, but we're also doing the whole Tyranitar thing right now. So like,
yeah, that is very, very true.
I don't know, it's good. It is good.
It's going to be obsolete. Yeah, that's on the 18th. And so 7 days later, Mega Tyranitar comes out. Just stay home.
Yeah, it's not like it completely invalidates Rhyperior, of course, but Rhyperior and Tyranitar both need a community day move. So I guess, you know.
Yeah. So I guess if you're really hurting, if you're really, really hurting for a rock type DPS, maybe that does appeal to you. But man, yeah, just wait for Mega Tyranitar. All right, so we got some events. There is a Go Battle weekend, July 1st through July 2nd from 12 a.m. to 11 p.m. local time. That's the one featuring Clay. I think we've talked about this in the past. The 7th anniversary party event, July 6th through July 12th. Classic Community Day, or Community Day Classic, rather, how it's written. That's going to be Squirtle. Yes, sunglasses will be available. July 9th, an event called Catching Some Z's, July 15th through July 16th, and this happens to coincide with the release of the Pokemon Go Plus, and so we can theorize that Sleep will also be coming out at that time, probably.
Maybe. Sleep still doesn't have a release date, though.
It doesn't. Summer. No, it doesn't. So I'm hoping that they'll just like drop it. Just be like, here you go.
Go to sleep.
Yeah. Hey, this mystery event, what could it be, Kyle? Riolu Hatch Day on July 22nd.
I don't know. It's maybe we'll get some executes. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to raid Magmar on that day. Is what I'm thinking. What's gonna happen? Yeah. And whoa. Okay. So, Community Day is July 30th. That's cool. I think we already had that date. We don't know what Pokemon it is yet, but I think we had the date. July 30th is Community Day. But hold the phone. July 27th through August 2nd is Adventure Week. Adventure Week is historically one of the better events we have every single year, like Water Festival is too. I'm excited. I always love Adventure Week. It's always a good time. I hope they don't prove me wrong this year for being excited about it. But rock type,
think we'll
Pokemon?
Get Tyrant and Amora shiny?
I'm hoping so. Really, that would be ideal.
Yeah, I mean, well, all the rest of them are already out, so
yeah, that would make a lot of sense. yeah, I'm hoping beyond hope that that's right. That would be so cool. So yeah, that's July. So Kyle, aside from the the words to be said about the raids, Regieleki, Regidrago in particular, what are you looking forward to this month the most besides Mega Tyranitar?
Are we due for a starter community day?
I think
right.
So
I feel like we're due.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, I'm kind of excited for that, even not knowing. I refuse to be excited for Riolu. Patch day. Refuse.
Okay.
I'll say why in a second. So definitely Adventure Week, because if it has Shiny, Tyrant, and Amora, that's huge. I love Tyrant. Tyrant is great.
Yeah, Tyrant is
great.
Awesome.
If there's a research day nestled in there like they did for Shieldon and Cranidos at some point, oh man. No, I mean that's not gonna happen. But that would be really great.
It was really successful last year.
Yeah, but I don't think it wasn't inside of an Adventure Week. It was its own standalone thing. So
yeah, that is true.
That's it. Riolu Hatch Day. No, not going to be excited for a low chance to catch a shiny, no matter how many eggs they give me. You could make stops only give 2K eggs and quarter hatch distance. I'm not going to burn incubators for that.
I am.
I know you will.
And I know
very
excited.
A lot of people will, and a lot of people are going to get burned for it. But so I had a thought. We talked about this last week when we talked about GoFest spawns, because Lucario's in the spawn pool for
the volcanic whatever. Or
athletic fields.
Athletic field for us, and I think it's in another
prehistoric volcano or something, whatever. Either way,
yeah.
We're getting Mega Lucario before GoFest.
You think so?
Why would they release Lucario as shiny without doing that? Like, Mega Lucario would make them do that.
That is right. Okay, that's fair enough, because it hasn't gotten a tour yet, right? So yeah, it would have to be because it would have a shiny chance in Mega Raids. You know what? What's with you today? You're on fire, man. You're making really good observations, good points. My goodness, I need to up my game this week. But okay, no, my exciting thing I'm looking forward to is a couple of events. Catching some Z's, mostly because that means the new pluses are coming out, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. And then Riolu Hatch Day, because it's going to be for 3 hours, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time, to just hatch a bunch of eggs. And I love hatching events that are short periods of time, so that I'm not constantly thinking about, I should be out walking around my neighborhood. No, let me just do it for 3 hours, maximize it, and then pass out at 5:30 because I'm very tired. That's what I want.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's the July July content update. And that brings us to the end of the news section, if you can believe it, which means that it's already time for Gear Up.
All right. So this week on Gear Up, I'm going to talk about the Regi duo that's coming up. I'm going to preface what I'm saying here by I love the design of both of these Regis. Like, they are far and away the best designed Regis that we have.
Doesn't Regidrago have some Megazord energy?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's just they're both so good.
Yeah.
Now on to the actual dialogue. Regieleki. It's pure electric type. Thundershock and Zap Cannon's what you're gonna want. 14.7 DPS, 293.9 TDO. That's really low. So let's compare to some of the top non-shadow options that you currently have. Xurkitree, 19.9 DPS and 460 TDO. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Zekrom, 18 DPS, 620 TDO.
More than double TDO.
Still a lot. And then a slightly more affordable option if we don't want to talk about raids and legendaries, because it's nice to have comparisons. Electivire, 16.7 DPS, 405 TDO.
Nice.
Regieleki's just bad. It's very bad. It's even comparable to Zeb Strika in terms of performance.
Ugh.
Never thought I'd actually have to say those words when describing another Pokemon. But there you go.
Yeah.
And it's worse than Jolteon.
So, that's more of a surprising statement to me than the Zebstrika one.
Yeah. I mean, the evolutions are known budget options for all the types.
Yeah.
Except Umbreon. I think Umbreon is just a bad dark type. But
I think Flareon, it was also quickly outclassed.
Yeah, I mean, Flareon's bad, but like if you didn't have anything except EVs to evolve, you'd be okay with Flareon. Sure.
Sure.
So, but for a legendary, Regieleki is really bad. And it's kind of funny because it absolutely shaped the Sword and Shield meta when it came out.
Yes, it did.
No, it has like 200 base speed. It's one of the fastest. It's the fastest Pokemon in the game. It has an ability that just makes electric type moves do 50% more damage.
Yeah. It's supposed to be made out of pure electricity. Like it's supposed to be just
is crazy broken. And of course it's not going to translate into Go because there's no speed stat in Go. And that's literally half of Regieleki's power.
Yep, that's the shtick.
But see, now here you go. We got to keep moving. Regidrago. Because if you thought Regieleki was bad, holy cow. I think Regidrago might have one of the worst sets I've ever seen on a legendary Pokemon. Worst move sets, I mean. It has Bite as its only fast move.
Oh.
Outrage, Dragon Pulse, Hyper Beam.
That's it?
That's it.
Yeah, not having a Dragon fast move is an inspired choice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the segment. That's Gear Up. There's nothing else to say.
Yeah, don't be running your Regidrago in a raid for Dragon type DPS or even Dark type DPS for that matter, I suppose. Gosh, it doesn't even have. Yeah, there's no good set there. Oh my goodness. Okay,
yeah, it's real bad, and it's funny because like, I mean, Regidrago was actually bad in Sword and Shield as well. So
yeah,
there's that. But
yeah. All right. Well, like Kyle said, that's the segment. Go out and catch them, get those dex entries if you didn't. But other than that, I mean, unless you really, really love them, maybe not worth the resources as of yet. Maybe Regidrago will get some cool moves in the future, but I think the stats just don't bear out, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, no, it's not likely. Even if it could get a double dragon move, Dragon is so competitive it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah, very, very true. All right, well, that's the end of Gear Up. We're going to take a quick short break here, and we'll be back with Pokelore. All right, welcome back. It's Pokelore, and this week we're going to be covering the brand new, the shiny available, Mr. Turtle himself, Turtonator, the Blast Turtle Pokemon. Turtonator is a bipedal turtle-like Pokemon with a spiny shell. Its skin is a muted green and only visible on its limbs, tail, head, and neck. On top of its head is an additional shell with many points around the brim. This extra shell has a black center, yellow in the middle, and a red outer rim. Its eyes have black markings around the bottom, and it has totally tubular, yellow snout with a single large nostril. Turtonator has a wide mouth with the lower lip marked by a jagged yellow line extending from its nose. On each side of Turtonator's long neck are two short triangular projections. Its front legs have mitten-like hands, while its hind feet have claw-like red growths around them. Most of its tail is also covered by red plating, which has fin-like protrusions. Or projections. I think you can probably say either of those in that case. The shell that encases its body has a red underside with a star-shaped, yellow-rimmed hole in the center. The back of its shell has a yellow center with several spikes. 4 large spikes with red bases form a star shape in the center with 4 smaller spikes around them. This Pokemon resides on volcanoes, where it camouflaged itself among the rocks and waits for prey. In addition to hunting, Turtonator also feeds on sulfur and other volcanic materials. This diet rich in explosive material has contributed to a layer of explosive material in its shell. This diet also makes Turtonator's feces dangerously explosive. Okay. The feces can be put to many different uses. In Pokemon Adventures, they can be used as makeshift landmines, exploding from a mere touch. When prey steps on its shell, it strikes itself with its own tail to cause an explosion. This sounds like a Monster Hunter monster, dude.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
The explosion is ignited by sparks from the spikes on its shell and released through the hole on its chest. This orifice also acts as Turtonator's weak point. 100% Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Its explosive capabilities are dampened by the rain, however, so it takes refuge in caves on rainy days. It is also capable of spewing poisonous gas and flames from its nostrils.
There's the line written by one designer's 5-year-old right there. Just this nice throwaway. It spews poisonous gas.
It also shoots out poisonous gas. Tyranitar is the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Shell Trap. Nice. Some stats for Tyranitar. Max CP at level 40 is 2233. At level 50, it's 2513, so not too high up there. 155 stamina, 215 defense, and 165 attack. That would explain the lower CP, but quite the tanky Pokemon. Best moveset, I'm not entirely sure about this, but Fire Spin or Ember. The other option for a quick move was Incinerate. So I think Ember's better for energy generation and Fire Spin's better for damage if you're trying to get a balance. I don't remember. But Fire Spin or Ember is my guess. And then you're going to want to take Flamethrower and Dragon Pulse because those are both stab. It is a fire and dragon type Pokemon. So don't sleep on that dragon type in there. That's pretty cool. So Kyle, cool Pokemon, right?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I have mixed feelings about Tyranitar. The whole always looking over its shoulder is so weird.
How do you feel about Mawile, though?
I mean, Mawile's kind of weird, too, in that regard.
It's true. It's true. It's just got like that anime protagonist pose, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I feel like Mawile still has like a design to its body, and Tyranitar is all back. So it just feels weird. There's no front to it. Like there is a front, but there is no front. You know what I mean?
Well, it makes sense if the weak spot's in the front that it would face it away.
Yeah, I feel like it's a great idea that wasn't executed super well. I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
Okay. I think this Pokemon is sick. I think it's a cool design. I like it for all of its weirdness, but I still can't get over how much of a Monster Hunter monster this sounded like. Like I can see the fight.
Is very much Monster Hunter.
I can see the fight from the exploding feces to the smacking its shell for explosions to having a secondary move you wouldn't expect, like spewing poisonous gas, like everything about it.
Where Monster Hunter crossover? What?
Yeah, honestly, this would be a good candidate for something there. But that's it for Pokelore this week, which means we're already on to Pokepoll.
Last week's Pokepoll was, what is the one thing Niantic could add to Pokemon Go that would take it to the next level? Our first response from Triptando, and they said, I will follow up on an idea mentioned during the podcast. It has to be an update to the in-game map. I think the inclusion rules for Go are very outdated. Other Niantic games have way more POIs than Go. I would love to see that reworked. It could come with the introduction of a new sort of POI besides stops and gyms, whatever it may be. Oh, and while we're at it, a gym rework, I guess. In the latest update that some do and some do not have by now, the spawn range at which Pokemon can be seen and thus encountered, see attached image. The map visuals,
man.
Talk about that. Yeah. It was a very vocal conversation in our Discord as well about that. It was, good and bad times to be had. The map visuals could use some freshening up as well, and I would like them to change the colors of it all during events, not only during Halloween and Christmas. Next Dark Flame events, give the map a red/burnt look and make the Pokestops dark/black. I think updating the map and the way we interact with it is the way to go. Also comes closest to the core incentive of going outside to play.
If I might offer a slight adjustment to the suggestions from Triptando, making the Pokestops black would make them look like Rocket Stops. So I don't think we can do that. I think red Pokestops and a darker gray/ashy color for the ground.
Yeah, red Pokestops would be great.
It would be
great.
Sick.
We did the orange already, so
the orange looked really sharp. Big fan.
Next response from Rotten Tanuki, and they said, doesn't really fit Pokemon lore, but a clan system. It's a fairly tried and true mechanic in mobile game space. They could just use a standard non-real-time clan versus clan battle system where you set up defenders, then attack the opposing team. Could be fun and help build tighter communities. Yeah,
I agree.
It's fair. Yeah.
The teams are already there. We just don't really have a lot going on with that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's already made their own like clans outside the game. Just let us do it in the game. Obviously, Campfire is supposed to be that, but it's not. It's just not. I guess that's it. There was nowhere else that sentence was going.
I want like a shirt that I could wear that's got like our clan crest on it or something. Like,
it's not an MMO.
I know, but I want it to be.
Technically is an MMO, but
oh well.
Next response from Nick Bunce, and they said, "Imagine this: gym leaders are members of Niantic's PR team. Beat them and win a rare item or a massive chunk of dustless experience that scales with the number of badges you get for that season. But how do you encounter gyms? There's 2 options here. Replace half of the rocket encounters with trainer battles. Beat 6 rocket trainers to get a chance to go up against the Niantic PR who loves rock types. Alternatively, just as we have rocket takeovers, we could have a league event that ups your chances of coming across the trainers you're looking for. Rocket balloons could also be replaced with league balloons to help mix things up. Given the importance of the league in the main series games, there's no way Niantic hasn't floated the idea. So it'd be interesting to know why they haven't implemented anything of the sort." Badges. How do we not have badges yet?
Yeah,
like we have collections, but
yeah,
like,
but those are called medals.
Yeah. How do we not have badges in Go?
I think just because like it's like if we get started with this, it's going to become everything, And like I don't know. What purpose do you think the badges would serve?
Well, it could be a sort of meta progression within a season.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know exactly what that meta progression would be tied into, but like this, the idea of being able to fight gym leaders. I don't know Nick as the playful Niantic's PR team, but gym leaders, that's what you're looking at. It's something that's missing. Obviously, the trainers are supposed to be the gym leaders. We leave the Pokemon in the gyms. They fight for us, blah, blah, blah. I think that falls in line with a gym rework in that this is a great start to an idea. I fully support it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think that if they're going to do something like that, there should be some benefits to having like same type of Pokemon in a gym. Like if they're all rock types, then they all get a 20% boost to health and damage or something, that would be cool and would like lend people to feeling more of a sense of ownership or investment when you throw a Pokemon in a gym other than, oh, there's an open spot. I hope I get some coins before somebody replaces me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So their last response is from 9 Thistles. And they said, "I would personally like to see the team leaders doing stuff in game. Maybe if a gym is your team's color, the leaders stand just off to the side, like what the Rocket Grunts are doing now, and will give players research tasks or challenges. And if your team doesn't own the gym, the rival leader will issue a battle challenge when you click the battle button. I'm glad we got some research with them giving the dialogue. I just would like more of it." Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Those are good start. I think those are good starts to ideas that could be fleshed out to something good. For sure.
I mean, we've said it before, both of us, but I wish that they would leverage their original characters more than they do. And every once in a while we had those cool team based events and, talk to the team leaders and stuff like that. But like, what we need? We need another Spark Dab level event.
But, we had the flash in the pan of teaming up with Team Go Rocket at Vegas. They were on the screen and like helped you out. They did your appraisals and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's really cool. Leverage that. Like, obviously that is not enough by itself, but it's a good step to working to make something better for sure.
Definitely.
All right. So this week's Poke Poll is, what is something in Pokemon Go that you were unaware of until someone pointed it out to you? Bonus points if you have a fun story. All right. So Chris and I have very similar ones. So I'll let Chris say it and I'll say a different one in that regard.
Okay. So this is something that comes up every time we're hanging out with other people, especially at live events. But it's something that we call the compass trick. I don't even know if there's a name for it or not. But on your overworld map, there's a compass. The red arrow points north, right? And people know that if you tap it twice, you can tap it, by the way. If you tap it twice, it will lock it north. So that no matter which way you're going, it will always go north. But if you only tap it once and you hold your phone out in front of you, it will follow, it will make your trainer, it'll make the camera follow whatever direction you are facing.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to navigate in a space, you're like, okay, I see this building in the overworld or this gym. Which direction is it? You can tap the compass and then spin in a circle until you're facing the gym and then walk towards it. It's very helpful in ways you would not imagine.
Yeah, especially when you're in a place like a city you don't know or aren't super familiar with. It's great.
And nobody knows.
So few people know it's actually amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's very funny.
All right, so I have one. It's a little bit less significant, but equally as useful. A variety of search strings.
Oh,
I'm not going to go into like crazy detail, but the one that really stands out is searching stats. Specifically, you can search whether they have 1, 2, or 3 bars in the stat. And those bars are, 0 to 5, 6 to 10, and 11 to 15. And then I think if you search, there's another string to search for if it's only 15. But
yeah,
I don't remember all these off the top of my head, but I get reminded about them every once in a while. And I'm like, oh, that's such good information. Why can't I retain that?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with search strings actually beyond that. There's a ton of them. Every once in a while I'll see somebody's like, made a master list of them and I go through them like, oh, wow, what would I use this for? But then,
Yeah. And it's just like a lot of people don't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people know about the basic ones that you can search for and an asterisk to show all of your hundos. But what about when you want to search for everything that might be PvP oriented?
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of search strings that do that generically versus you can generate a search string for like a specific Pokemon if you want, but that's a little bit extra. It requires third-party tools.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of different like modifiers too, like using commas or using an ampersand will yield different results between two things that you're searching for.
And you can search for something as simple as Pokemon you caught today, Pokemon you caught yesterday. I think you can technically go back as far as you want as long as you know what day you're looking for. But
yeah, I've done age 0 through 100 before and just returned a bunch of stuff.
Yep. Yeah. So like that, those are great. I know this is not very helpful, but if that sounds appealing, definitely search up the info because you will find it better in a place that's not here and be able to process it better.
Yeah, just literally Google Pokemon Go search strings and you will find a mother load of information.
Yeah.
No way you won't. But, dear listener, if you have a fun response to this week's Pokeball question, which is, again, what is something in Pokemon Go that you were unaware of until someone pointed it out to you? Bonus points for a fun story. You can call us via a voicemail line to 262-586-7717. You can also answer the question we posted on Twitter at GOCast Podcast. If you are a patron of ours, we have an entire Discord channel in our server dedicated to it. If you are watching on YouTube, you can leave a comment as a response. If you are listening on Spotify, but only on the mobile app, you can answer the question in app. And of course, you could leave us a response the old fashioned way by sending us an email to mail@gocastpodcast.com. And speaking of mail and voicemails, Kyle, what's going on now? Where are we at?
It's time for emails.
And a couple of voicemails. Did it feel better this week? Last week, I really just hung you out to dry with that intro.
I was a little more aware this week, I suppose.
I laughed my butt off when we were editing that. That was good. Okay, so we got 2 voicemails. This first one is from Crazy Cobra.
Hey, this is Crazy Cobra, and I just finished listening to your latest episode, and I had a few things to say. First of all, at the very end, you mentioned that you had 2 shadow research, and you were wondering how. Well, of course, basically, what I've seen is that if you have the research on the first stage, then other research can appear. But once you complete the first step of the research, then it prevents it until you complete it. So people have been stockpiling shadow research just by saving them on the first stage like that. And then the Pokepoll I wanted to answer was, I forget the wording, how could you take Pokemon Go to the next level, basically? And I had a few notes. I thought a map update would be neat. Anything to make the map more beautiful. I thought trees would be a fun idea. And not like dense trees, that would be annoying, but like just every once in a while there would be a happy little tree that would just appear. Bob Ross. Add trees spotted around the map. No trees would spawn on or right by a Pokestop, and Pokemon will not usually spawn underneath it. They could be like nerfed Pokestops, though. They wouldn't affect spawns, but occasionally they might even have an item on them. This could even solve some of the problems with people sending junk nominations just to try for a stop near their house. Like me. Pokemon on map animations would also be a fun addition. So maybe where Pokemon would just jump or scratch its ear, something like that, just to bring more life into the game. Yeah, sorry for the really short email. Oh yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to ask. Can you please explain the inside joke to me? Is there an inside joke? Is it all fake? Just explain it. Why should I be sorry for the long email? Bye.
I don't know if I have an answer for that question. This one just sort of happened to us.
So first off, map updates. I'm all for it.
Oh, I want to talk about the trees thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, the trees thing is a good idea.
It's a brilliant idea. Are you kidding me? That's so good. If there's no stops around, freshen it up. And then, there's berry trees in the Pokemon world. If there's nothing for miles in the Go landscape, just have an algorithm, just generate a few of them so that trainers out there can get berries,
But you could take it to another level and generate environment based on the surroundings. You have the OSM data. We know that that's what they use.
Yes.
Make trees in a park. Make sand around water. It doesn't matter if it's actually a retention pond. Doesn't matter to us. We're playing a game.
True.
You can do so much with different environments to let people know what they're kind of playing around.
That berry tree or whatever, that blew my mind. That was such a good idea.
Right? You could.
Wow.
The idea, Triptando said, more POIs. Trees could be a POI.
Mm-hmm.
Remove berries from Pokestops. Add trees. Let people target that. You want Pokeballs? Go to Pokestops. You want berries? Go to trees. You want healing items? Go to gyms. These types of things, they almost write themselves.
You're right. That makes so much more sense when you lay it out as like a system of classification,
Yeah. Whenever players are given more agency to do what they want, they are happy. Yes. It's just how it works.
That's why the branching special researches are always that much more popular. People love that. Yeah.
That said, about the long email thing. Probably in episode 60 or something, a million years ago now, someone actually did write in a long email. It was a long email. And at the end they said, sorry for the long email. And then we got a couple more long emails where people took the same thing. And then somebody, it may have even been somebody close in our community, said it in a one sentence email.
Yeah.
They had a one sentence email and they're like, sorry for the long email. And that's all it took.
And it was very funny. And now it's every email.
And that's okay.
Yeah, that is okay. I'm happy we've moved on from the Kit Kat conversation. This is a much better inside joke. But
yeah, first it was the Kyle and Chris, or Chris and Kyle, and then it was the Kit Kat conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And now, sorry for the long email.
Oh, jeez. I forgot to mention it up top, but this is what happens when a podcast has been going on for 5 years. Our anniversary is on July 1st. And it snuck up on us this year. We're planning on doing something. I will post to socials about that if you want to get involved. But yeah, it's it's interesting to see the sort of trends and things that have happened over time. But now you're in on the inside joke there, Crazy Cobra. So enjoy that information. We have one more voicemail, and this one's from Hero Ice.
Hey, Chris and Kyle. It's Hero Ice 18 here, part of the infamous 2%ers of Google Podcast listeners. And I was just driving to work and I heard the Pokeball of what do you think could happen to go to kind of push it over the edge and make it a new game, or a better game, probably is a better fact. And one thing that I think could really push it over the edge is just to have more interactivity with the game. If you're at home or even on your walks, you're really just involved with tapping on Pokemon and catching them, and then spinning a stop every now and then. I don't think very many people go on walks specifically just the raid, so I don't really consider that as much of a interactive element of the game. But I think if you go out a couple of times, yeah, you see the new Pokemon, but outside of that, you aren't really doing much other than that, and sometimes it can feel a little stale. So one thing that I know me and a couple of my other friends from other communities have talked about is, what if you're playing the game and then you get a notification that a space-time distortion has appeared, and you can see it within walking distance. And if you walk over there, then for 10, 15 minutes, you have a bunch of like special spawns, kind of like what they did for Elite Raids, where you can see the Galarian birds or just a lot of really cool Pokemon. And then at the end of the space-time distortion, one really rare Pokemon would come up. I don't know. I think little moments like that really get you going would be really interesting. Just more interaction. I mean, we also know that eventually they'll probably add breeding based off of that artwork, and that would be another reason to just interact more with Pokestops too. So that's what I think. I don't know. Could be crazy. I usually am, but I hope you guys have a good day and shiny vibes all. All right, bye.
Shiny vibes all is another one, but that one's from our very own Cook's Gravy.
Yeah, we have an origin for that one, and fish like, but
fish like, oh my gosh, yeah. Stop it! That made my stomach drop. I didn't like that for like the longest time. It's funny now, but it was so frustrating for a while. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I gotta say that space-time distortion thing would be really cool. Now imagine this, right? Because that's kind of like a Hoopa thing, right? Like if you went to that, let's say the mythicals that we never really get to have, like Mew and Celebi and Jirachi and Hoopa, stuff like that, right? If they had random events that spawned like that one, so Hoopas would be like a space-time distortion, but Mews could be like, a big pink mist in an area or something like that or whatever. Mm-hmm. Could be anything. And you go and you get those fun spawns and stuff like that, but there's a chance when you catch them that you also earn candy for that mythical, and it's really rare. But if you wanted more Mew candy, instead of just pumping rare candy into it all the time, you can go get involved with like find one of those events and try your hand at getting some candy there. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. The idea of the space-time distortion, it fits really well in Go. It will be prime for events in the future, I hope.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And we never got, say what you will about Wizards Unite, but there was one really cool functional thing in there for port keys. That used an AR thing where you would set it down, it would map a small space, and you could step through it, and then you were in an augmented area doing some stuff. And I've been waiting for that to come to Go in some capacity, and I thought Hoopa was going to be it, and it wasn't.
Yeah, that AR was a little janky, but it was a good concept. I don't think Pokemon players would like it too much.
No, I just wish that we would see them taking more risks with that sort of stuff, because they have a lot of cool AR stuff. Peridot is pretty solid. I like it. The occlusion in that game is good.
Counterpoint though, Go got AR plus.
Yes.
I think AR plus and the catching experience of AR plus is kind of the equivalent to the AR moments of port keys in Wizards Unite.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That is fair enough.
And people don't like it. It's what you can do.
That's true. Most people turn it off. Yeah, I very recently, like in the last like half a year, I know that sounds strange to say, but up until then I didn't do this. I've turned AR off so it's easier for me to feed my buddies. And I just never did that before. I thought it was kind of a why would I waste? It's not that big of a deal. And now when I started caring about buddies, it became a big deal. I'm like, no.
I've had buddies turned off. I had the AR turned off since I made my Gengar's best buddy. So if anyone's actually paying attention to the timeline of the show, however long ago that actually was.
Wow. Yeah, we need a lore master for this show. That's what we need.
Too.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for the voicemails, Crazy Cobra and Hero Ice. We appreciate it. We've got a couple of emails here to go through as well. And this first one is from Megablade. Hello, GOCast. Megablade here. I probably had the best Pogo experience last weekend. This is an older email that we hadn't gotten to yet. This is talking about the Shadow Shiny Mewtwo raid weekend. As you know, Mewtwo is my favorite Pokemon, and so Shadow Shiny Mewtwo was a must. But the only in-person feature made me think I would never even get one done. I ended up randomly downloading Campfire before going, and boy, did that help. Me and my brother, went around to different raids until we found one at a good time, and we found a group of people who were all around level 50, and we went for a 3-hour walk. Wow, that's one heck of a walk. I have never been with so many other players IRL. Campfire is a great feature. We did around 8 raids, and I caught 2 shinies. That's really good return. Oh man.
Oh my God.
The second one was on the last raid with a Mewtwo amiibo in hand. Sorry for the long email, Shundo Vibes all.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Everybody's jealous of you now. That's very good shiny raid. Goodness me. Yeah. Kyle and I, neither of us got one, and we did quite a few. Well, congratulations. And thank you for writing in.
Next email is from Kelvin, and they said, hey guys, how's it going? It's going okay.
It's going.
I've literally just had the best weekend of my life. I'm noticing a trend in our emails right now. I'm not sure how much you know about the TCG, but the set Evolving Skies has been frustrating us for months. On Saturday, we opened 7 packs of the set, and we finally pulled the big chase card known as Moonbryon. It's an absolutely beautiful Umbreon alternate art. 2 packs later, we also managed to pull an adorable alt art Dragonite. And in the final pack, what did we pull? Another Moonbryon. My girlfriend and I screamed at all 3 pulls. However, our cats didn't share the same enthusiasm and decided to leave. Just for 20 minutes, not permanently.
They just move out.
I've also attached pictures so you can hopefully share in my excitement.
They're gorgeous.
Pokemon, full art Pokemon cards are just gorgeous.
They upped their game a while ago. Good. And I swear, and I know there are a couple of sets that aren't hits, right? But generally speaking, the trend has been upward for Pokemon card art.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a full art Pokemon card that I thought looked bad.
Yeah.
I like some more than others, but they've all been very good.
They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
A little more to the email. On the Pokemon Go side of things, I've started to get through the Jirachi research again after being stuck catching 10 Kecleon for 9 weeks. I completed the following step in 3 days to then find out I have to catch a further 1,000 Pokemon. I'm not sure this research is made for resident average players such as myself, but Jirachi is one of the last shinies I need in my living shiny decks in Pokemon Home. My goal for this week is to have this stage complete by Sunday. Wish me luck. Have a good one. Cal's Drinks Custard, resident average player, soon to be Jirachi father, and according to Modder's least favorite listener. I'm not sorry for the length, width, or height of this email.
That's length, width, and height of this email.
Oh man,
that's good. That's a good permutation of that joke.
I like how it's reaching. I think it's the final step at that point. And being told catch 1,000 Pokemon is the deal breaker and not the step that says have 10 best buddies, because that's the step that's this is not for the average player.
No, unless, you've been working at it casually, but focusing on that. Oh my god. I
guarantee you the average player of Pokemon has 1 best buddy. I bet you that is I bet you the average is 1.2 because of how many people have none.
If any. Yeah, I was about to say. There's the people that we know that work on 20 of them at the same time every day, and they never miss it. They have alarms set up, and they don't use poffins either. They manually excite them. Whoa, I can't do that. I'm lucky if I work on 1 every day, Yeah. Jeez. Oh, man. But thank you very much, Kelvin, for the email. Those full arts are gorgeous. Hard to argue with that. Our next email is from Dope Dude 858. Hey, Chris and Kyle, it's Dope Dude 858. Second time email, medium time listener. I got hooked on your Primal Rumblings episode. Nice. My answer to this week's Pokepoll, well, if you get to my email on time, is that Shadow Raids are less. Oh, we're getting close. This was 2 weeks ago now. Is that Shadow Raids are less fun because they are just not as streamlined as they should be. If they had a notification where it tells you what moves are used and says, like, Chris, use a purification brick, then it would be worth doing. Also, for a misspelled Pokepoll, they should do. Oh, for a missed Pokepoll, not misspelled. I'm just I'm misreading. That's what's happening. They should do a Marvel crossover into Pokemon, and the Pokemon could have cool hats. Like Caesar could have an Iron Man helmet. I'm already in love with this idea. Braviary could have a cap and America's shield. Yep. Yeah. And Pikachu could have a Thor costume.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
Yeah. The possibilities are endless. Anyway, for all these people who don't fight the power, I am not sorry for the long email. Shiny vibes for all, Dope Dude 858. Thank you. Thank you for that. The shiny vibes all and the non-apology. That's a great idea. That Marvel crossover definitely writes itself.
It does. It's good. I love it.
Yeah. And yeah, it is hard to argue when anybody ever says, hey, we need more clear communication in this game. And not just from Niantic, but from the game itself. Like, using a purification brick instead of everybody wasting them potentially if it's already going to be subdued, or did mine go through or not, those questions could be cleared up by a simple text prompt.
Yeah, I think the primary difficulty there, and it's kind of sad, is that raids don't work very well. Like, you know, we're 6 years on from having raids in the game, but they don't work well. There's still phantom damage. Dodges are kind of shaky. Animations don't line up with the moves you're using. And like the simplest way to solve this would be win a monster in rages, put another health bar on it. And when a brick gets used, it drops. The problem is that requires the game to be, accurate down to the 10 milliseconds or whatever is the minimum lag people come to expect. 100 milliseconds, maybe.
I mean, even if it was like 2 or 3 seconds hang time, that's still better than nothing. You know?
100%. And that's just the easiest way in my brain to let you know that it's working. Just let me know it's working. That's all I need. I don't care that it takes too much. I don't care that it works poorly. I mean, I do care about those things, but just let me know it works and we'll be less disappointed in the system.
Yeah. Yeah. Some sort of confirmation other than...
It's a good idea, yeah.
Oh, it said it's subdued. Oh, I don't know what we did.
Did I do it?
Was it
Were those my bricks that did it? Did I waste them? What happened? I don't know.
Jeez. I mean, it doesn't let you use more than you can, right? The option disappears when it's subdued. But still, like, just not knowing if it was you or not, that would be worth its weight in Goldango.
All right. Next email's from Walter, and they said, hey, hello, Chris and Kyle. Just got my Shadow Regirock and purified it. So close to a 4-star.
Oh.
Answering the Pokepoll, I think the only way for Pogo to reach higher volumes of people is to add a feature other than PvP, which has many problems, but that goes against Niantic's goals. As for ways to involve the player base more while walking around, maybe an update to the buddy system. Not only do you get rewards for walking buddies, but unlock certain mini games. Only a thought. As for Kyle's question about the Shadow Researchers, it was my understanding that you could still get a new one if you don't go through the first page. I still have the research for Registeel and Regice, and I still got one for Regirock, which finally felt worth my time. Not sorry for the long email, and have a great week. Shiny luck all.
How did everybody know this but us?
Right. Okay, thank you. Because that was thank you. That was going to be my comment. How did everybody know? Why did we not know this? I'm never going to forget it now. It has been drilled into me.
Yes. That's so funny. Like this is like, it's ironically a good example of the Pokepoll or the Pokepoll question this week too, of like, what is something you didn't know until somebody pointed it out? This is a good example.
This is my answer, I guess. We just kind of missed it. But yeah.
Great. Well, anyway, Walter, thank you very much for the email. And our last one is from, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, Chowry. I have a question for you two. Which Mon should I best buddy up with? For context, I'm level 42. I've been playing for a year and a half. I have best buddied a Shadow Mewtwo, regular Mewtwo, shiny Shadow Mewtwo. I like Mewtwo. Armored 98% Mewtwo from Betrayed, a shiny 98% Max Primal Kyogre, a shiny Max Primal Groudon, Meloetta, Mew, Palkia, Lunala, and shiny Giratina-O. I don't usually use buddying for the Mega Energy, as I do enough raids to Mega once or twice, then use the free cooldown, and I'm currently debating what to choose. A mythical, a legendary, shiny Rayquaza for the trio, or wait for that to see if I can get a second chance in August, a regular shiny for the candy. Any suggestions would be appreciated. Thank you, Chowry.
I'm going to say, well, first question, how good is a shiny Rayquaza? Are we talking like an 80%? Is it like a 2-star? Did you have real bad luck? Because then maybe wait. But if it's anything like halfway decent, I'd do shiny Rayquaza in preparation for Mega Rayquaza.
I would too. If you're not hung up on it having to be 100% like I am before you best buddy it, then yeah, go for the shiny. That's cool. Especially you have the other two already ready to go. Complete this set and use that as motivation. I think that's my answer too. Yep. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you very much for your email. And we are officially all caught up. Wow. Who would have thought? Okay. So that's the end of the show. If you'd like to send us an email, you can by sending it to mail@gocastpodcast.com. You can also leave us a voicemail by calling 262-586-7717. Visit our website for all things GoCast at GoCastPodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at GoCast Podcast. If you'd like to help support the show, if you want to throw $1 our way every month or something like that, you can do so via Patreon. That's spelled patreon.com/GoCast Podcast. And speaking of patrons, big shout out to our elite trainer tier patrons. Thank you to Bo, Daniel, Lori, Michael, Ozzy, Arkham, Tish, Marvin and Mimi, Sforza, Rasuian, Ryan, Thayer, Jason, Justin, Charles, Moners, Lee, William, Brandon, Ethan, Steven, Nick, Calvin, our favorite listener, Drew 2, Camo, The Ugly Rock, Jacob, and Victoria. Thank you very much for all of your generous support and helping us keep the digital lights on. We appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you'd like to help support the show in another way, that doesn't cost anything but a little bit of your time, please consider leaving us a review. It helps us out immensely in ways that I really can't describe. Well, I guess I could. Discoverability. Please, it would mean a lot to us. So if you can, on the platform you're listening on, please take a minute. Okay, Kyle, last thing we got to do is set some goals for this week/weekend, and then we're out of here. So what are you thinking of accomplishing this week?
All right, I want to get the Turtonator for Dex Entry.
Okay.
Finish the Dark Flames research. I'm gonna do Dark in case it wasn't obvious enough.
I'll go Fire just so that we can have some journalistic coverage.
Mega Sableye. I got to get that Mega Sableye. Finally have a use for my Hunter Sableye.
Yeah, let's go.
And then 300,000 experience. Gonna be better this week, I swear.
It's gonna put you in spitting distance of leveling up soon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got like 1 million left or something like that.
I don't think Squirtle or the last July Community Days experience, right? So gonna suffer, but I'm getting there. I'll be like 1.5 million short, something like that.
You can do it. I'm telling you. Just start focusing on some friendships now, and then
I'm trying to. I've been slacking. Okay. I've been slacking real bad the last 2 weeks. No doubt about it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. For myself, I not only a Turtonator Dex entry, but I won a shiny Turtonator. I am setting myself up to fail. I know this. Thank you. 50 eggs hatched. I will be at NAIC, so I imagine I will get plenty of walking in around that center, even if it is supposed to rain in Ohio that entire weekend. So I'm hoping lots of egg hatching. And the Dark Flames research, I want to complete the whole darn thing. So those are my goals. And thank you very much for listening, dear listener. We will see you next week for episode 242. It will be our 5-year anniversary. We're going to probably do a special bonus episode instead of celebrating on an actual numbered show. So I think you can probably just expect business as usual next week. But yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for listening all the way through. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.